Forget the analog pocket, get this instead. Hey guys, welcome back to the Hyperfix YouTube channel. My name is Juan and today we're going to be talking about the Powkiddy RGB30. Now this device was purchased by me, so all the thoughts in this video are my own. Some of my earliest gaming memories are those with the Game Boy Color. Growing up, my family didn't have a lot of money, so when I finally saved up enough for a Game Boy Color, a whole new world opened for me. That's why, if you're looking for a source of nostalgia, the RGB30 is my choice, and it's one of my favorite devices of 2023. I purchased this device from the official Powkiddy store on AliExpress, and with coupons it came out to $72.23, which is an amazing value. Now I ordered the black version, but they also have a white version and a blue version available if you're interested. And both on the AliExpress and the official Powkiddy website, they had the no expansion card option available, which I highly recommend as it'll usually save you money. As you can see, it's roughly about $5 that you're saving, but it's money that you can put towards a good reputable SD card, and it'll prevent any headaches down the line, as those SD cards that they include are very prone to fail, as I'm sure you've seen online. Now for the specs, we have a Rockchip 3566 quad-core CPU clocked at 1.8 GHz. We have 1 GB of LPDDR4 RAM. There's no built-in storage, but you do have 2 SD card slots, one for the operating system and one for the games. Now we have a 4-inch 720p 1:1 aspect ratio, beautiful screen. 4100 milliamp hours battery. We should be able to emulate up to PlayStation 1 pretty comfortably, but in this video we're going to focus on the devices that this handheld really excels at. Now let's take a look at the hardware, starting with the face buttons. D-pad feels really clicky and satisfying, especially compared to other Powkiddy devices. The ABXY buttons, they feel a little bit mushy, but overall they have a good amount of travel. Select and start, and also the analog sticks. These aren't my favorite, but for this device they actually work pretty well with arcade games. On the bottom of the device, we have our 2 USB Type-C ports, along with our OS and game SD card slots, and the headphone jack. On the top of the device, we have our volume controls, which I'm not sure why they flipped them, but GPD and Powkiddy for whatever reason flipped them. HDMI port, and then we also have our power and reset buttons. And then of course we have our shoulder buttons, starting with L1, L2, R1, and R2. These are super clicky, not my favorite, but there's very few games that I'll use these, so I don't mind them too much. Here's our power indicator LED, and looking around the back, it's pretty plain. The coating is actually really nice. It's been pretty good against fingerprints. And looking on the side, there is a bit of a textured grip. Doesn't do too much, but it doesn't feel bad against the hand. For the ergonomics of this device, it's a bit on the larger side and not something that I would consider pocketable. However, as I have larger hands, I find it to be pretty comfortable, more so than regular vertical handhelds, so no complaints there. Now, the screen for me is the standout feature of this device. With a 4-inch 1:1 aspect ratio, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and even SNES games look amazing. Of course, it won't hold a candle against the analog pocket, but for the price and how readily available it actually is, I think it's a winner. Out of the box, this comes with just enough Linux pre-installed, which has been a great experience as everything is laid out pretty well and it doesn't overcomplicate things when setting up. I haven't changed many settings in this device as I wanted to judge it pretty much straight out of the box. However, I highly recommend you check out Joey's Retro Handheld Setup Guide, which I'll link in the description if you end up picking up one of these. Now, this YouTube channel is called Hyperfix for a reason. I have ADHD and I hyperfix on a lot of things. 3D printing is one of those. So I wanted to take a quick moment to give a shout out to my buddy Part-Time Cat for the awesome 3D printed file. And yeah, I'll link him in the description if you guys are interested in picking up one of these items, or you might have some files up that you guys can grab if you can 3D print yourself. Let's start with some arcade games. Here we have Galaga. And here is Air Duel. I'm absolutely terrible at these arcade games, but they're fun nonetheless. Moving on to Game Boy, one of my favorite games of all time, Tetris. I could genuinely play this game for hours. It's pretty much one of the best games of all time, really. Moving on, here's Centipede. I actually never got to play this as a kid, but my wife does have a cartridge. Moving on to Game Boy Color. Can a game showcase really be complete without any Pokemon? And for the speedrunners, you can go ahead and fast forward as well if you want to grind those levels. That's what I get for playing around too much. And here's Oracle of Ages on the Game Boy Color. These colors are just amazing on this screen. Moving on to Game Boy Advance. This is one of those platforms you would expect would be less than ideal to play on a handheld with this aspect ratio, but surprisingly it's pretty solid. Sonic Advance. I am absolutely terrible at these Sonic games. I have no clue how people are so good and fast at them, but there it is. Here's the Nintendo Entertainment System with Super Mario Bros. 2. Here's River City Ransom. This was the game of the week at one point in the Retro Handhelds Discord, and it's an incredibly difficult game. I can't believe so many people were able to beat this. Onto the SNES. Here's A Link to the Past. And finally, one of the hardest games I've yet to beat, Super Goals and Ghosts. I've been thoroughly enjoying this device, and it offers a refreshing break from the numerous 3.5-inch devices that have released this year. In my opinion, the RGB30 stands out as a truly unique addition to your collection. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next video.